Anything you want me to say at the end? Anything? Hi, everyone. So good to have you with us today. Here we are at the Campus for All Animals, the Houston SPCA. My name is Dr. Roberta Westbrook, and I'm here to help you with all of your pet questions today. We have a great topic for you. A couple of weeks ago, we did a little entry topic about dental disease in your pets. And it was such a good topic that we just had to revisit this because a lot of people don't realize what kind of dental care is necessary for their pets. And we just want to make sure that you guys get that information, and we're here to help you and answer your questions. So get your questions together. But first, before we get into dental disease and all the things, teeth, I want to show you what a cutie we have here up for adoption. His name is Shelby. Shelby is a very handsome boy who came to us from Galveston Island. And the Houston SPCA helps animals all over the Gulf Coast and even in surrounding states. So, we are not just a organization that is rescuing and helping animals in our immediate community, but we really have a large outreach. And whenever shelters and rescue organizations from other states reach out to us, we are there to help. And so Shelby is a dog that came to us from Galveston Island. He's about 11 years old. What a handsome boy, very friendly, still has a lot of energy, very sweet. Come see us this weekend. Bring your family. There's no appointment necessary to look at our dogs and cats and puppies and kittens who are available for adoption. Masks are required, but you're welcome to come on down, bring your family, make it an affair, and just come hang out with us and see what we have to offer. We're happy to have you. It's always a good time here at the Houston SPCA. So thank you for joining us. So as we get some questions pulled up about dental disease in our pets, that's something that people don't realize. We think about dental care for ourselves, and we recognize that every 6 months to a year, we have to get regular dental cleanings. It is the same for our pets. So it is important that you have your veterinarian examine your pet every 6 months to a year, look at their oral cavity, look at their mouth, and determine when and if your pet needs a dental cleaning. It's very important to have that dental cleaning because healthy teeth actually correlate to healthy life and a healthy lifestyle. And it can actually prolong their life if they have healthy teeth. Some of you may or may not know this, but when the teeth get in bad condition, so when they have tartar, plaque buildup, which leads to bad breath, which can lead to gingivitis and tooth loss, that can actually have detrimental effects on other parts of the body. It can affect the heart, it can affect the kidneys, it can affect the liver. That bacteria can actually go throughout the body and cause illnesses in the other parts of the body. So it's a part of our pet's care that sometimes gets neglected. We want to focus on that today. So one thing that I'm going to have Lisa help us with today, since she's holding Shelby there, is I want you guys to start to get your pets used to just kind of looking at their oral cavity. Shelby we're gonna see if Shelby will tolerate us looking at his teeth today. He may or may not. Animals aren't always used to us looking at their teeth, so they may or may not be amenable to us doing that. But if your pet will let you, see if they'll kind of let you, as you're petting them, just lift up their upper lip there. And what we want is we want to see nice, shiny, white teeth. What we know is as our pets age, there's a good view of Shelby's teeth. Oh, very good. He's being very good. What we know is as pets age, not only do they get wear and tear on their teeth, but oftentimes they get tartar and plaque buildup and bacteria that builds up. And that begins to cause infection underneath the gum line, which can lead to the tooth becoming mobile or loose. And ultimately, those teeth can need to be extracted or come out. And so we just want to focus on that today. So please think of your questions feel free to ask us whatever you need. What's the first question I can help you with?
So Janie wants to know is if their dog or cat, reverse, if they get into each other's food, does that cause like a dental disease if the dog gets into the cat food or vice versa?
That's a great question. Not usually. So that happens in, most households. You've got multiple pets, you've got dogs, you've got cats. They're eating different diets. And as always, your dog is going to find your cat's food maybe more delicious, and your cat's going to want to try your dog's food. Sometimes that happens. And I think occasionally and in moderation, not a big deal at all. But regularly, obviously, you want to keep your dogs on dog-specific diets and your cats on cat-specific diets. But a few kernels here and there, not going to be a big deal, not going to contribute to a lot of dental disease at all. So no worries there. The main thing is to make sure that we are doing what we can at home to keep the pet's teeth clean. For example, how many of you out there knew that it's recommended to brush your pet's teeth every day, just like you brush your teeth every day? And we may not realize that, but just like you get in the habit of walking your dog, feeding, watering, try to integrate toothbrushing in your dog and cat's routine as you see fit. So you may have some questions surrounding that. Brushing my dog or cat's teeth, how am I supposed to do that? With what am I supposed to do that? How often am I supposed to do that? And how do I even make that happen? So I have a few products that I can show you to get started. If you have a pet who has never had his or her teeth brushed, and if you are not used to, and they're not used to, you working around their mouth, the first thing I would say is just get them used to petting around their mouth, maybe lifting up their upper lip, and just kind of getting used to that. Just let them get used to you being around their mouth. The next thing is get them used to and introduced to toothpaste. The most important thing I want to mention about the toothpaste, though, is that you do not want to use toothpaste for humans. You want to make sure that you go to a pet store and get toothpaste that is formulated specifically for dogs and cats. And this is because, as you know, when we brush our teeth, we know that we're not supposed to swallow that toothpaste. Well, our pets don't know that. And they're not likely going to listen to us if we say, spit that out, right? They're not going to listen. They don't know what to do. Anything that goes in their mouth, they're going to want to swallow. So we have to get toothpaste that's specially formulated for dogs and cats that's not going to upset their GI tract if they were to swallow it. The other interesting thing about toothpaste for dogs and cats, it's usually flavored according to some sort of meat protein. So can you imagine brushing your teeth with salmon flavored toothpaste, chicken, beef flavored toothpaste? Not so delicious for us, not something to think about for us, but dogs and cats love it. And so it can help get them used to brushing their teeth if they have something that tastes good when it goes into their mouth. They may start the process themselves by licking the toothpaste and becoming very interested in it. So make sure you are getting them introduced to just getting their mouth handled. Secondly, make sure you get a pet appropriate toothpaste. What other questions do you have out there?
So Kelsey wanted to know if, the Greenies, the little tooth, she wants to know, is that really helpful or is that just a hoax?
No, Greenies can be helpful. And so a couple of ways. So things that your dogs chew on that have a little bit of hardness to them. In some cases, the mechanical action of your dog chewing and cat chewing on that hard treat can mechanically remove some of the tartar that they have on their teeth. Now, I will say, once the tartar builds up and turns into a thick layer of calculus on the teeth, those treats and those bones that we give are not going to be as helpful. But in the early stages, when your pet's teeth have a thin layer of tartar buildup on them, the mechanical action of chewing a hard treat or kibble can actually help to brush some of that off. So Greenies can be helpful. A lot of dental treats have enzymes in them that help to break down and prevent tartar and plaque buildup. So absolutely, they can be helpful.
Okay, so Kristen was wondering, how does she recognize dental disease in her pet?
Yes, how do you recognize it? So again, start by seeing if your pet will let you lift their lip up and look at the surface of the teeth. You want the teeth to be nice and shiny. You know, those commercials where they're grinning and there's like a sparkle there. That's what you want to see with your pet's teeth. If you're noticing that those teeth are becoming yellow or green or brown, or they have bad breath, this might be an indication that your pet needs to see your veterinarian for maybe a teeth cleaning and evaluation for if he or she might need extractions of the teeth, which usually happens in advanced dental disease.
Mm-hmm. Is a stinky mouth a sign of dental disease or just bad breath?
Well, it could be both. So sometimes it's just related to diet. So your pet's teeth could be very, very clean. You could have a young pet whose teeth are very clean and maybe they don't need a dental cleaning. And so the bad breath that you're smelling could just be related to the food that they're eating. But sometimes that bad breath is related to an infection in the mouth. When tartar and plaque builds up, it can lead to infection and bad breath. And so if it's getting really bad, or if your pet is for sure over 3 years old and has never had a dental cleaning, I'd say see your family veterinarian and let's make sure they don't need a teeth cleaning.
But Jamie wants to know, is there a holistic way to improve your pet's breath, or there's anything on the market that'll just get rid of the stank?
Yeah. Absolutely. So there are certainly products that you can get over the counter to help with that. There's some toothpaste that are all natural, and so you can try those. There are dental wipes that you can also purchase over the counter that you can use. They're kind of like a little acne pad, but for the teeth. And so they come in this little pad, and you can use this to wipe the surface of your pet's teeth to keep the tartar and plaque from building up, and to help remove some of it if it's a thin layer. Now, this is not going to be helpful if you have a thick layer of calculus buildup, but you can get these as well to kind of help maintain the health of your pet's mouth.
And what are your thoughts about professional cleaning? Like when they put the dog out and you get that full, should people invest in that?
That's a great question. I think some people are nervous about this because when we go to the dentist, we can get our teeth cleaned and we're fully awake and aware for it usually. But for pets, again, they're not going to allow us to open their mouth and use like an ultrasonic scaler. Those of us who go to the dentist are kind of scared of that, that ultrasonic scaler. It makes you nervous. Well, it can make pets nervous too. So usually when it's time for your pet to get his or her teeth cleaned, we have to give them sedation and anesthesia so that we can clean the teeth and do a very thorough exam without any problems. Your veterinarian will make sure that your pet is healthy enough to undergo this procedure. So don't worry, have your veterinarian do an exam on your pet and make sure that he or she is healthy enough to undergo anesthesia for the dental cleaning. But the cleaning is very thorough. We have an ultrasonic scaler that helps to clean the pet's teeth off. They do an exam underneath the gum line to make sure that your pet's roots of the teeth are clean. Many veterinary clinics will also do x-rays of your pet's teeth to make sure that the roots are healthy, the parts that we can't see. And then they'll make a plan for your pet. So we do all the same things for our pets that we do for ourselves, and it's important for that lifelong health.
We were thinking maybe Lisa could demonstrate with the toothbrush.
Oh, absolutely. Let me show you the two types of toothbrushes. Remember, to get your pet used to brushing the teeth, there is this nice little finger-held toothbrush that has soft bristles on it. You can put the toothpaste on this, and you can use this to brush the teeth. I'll hand that off to Lisa. And then there's also this longer one that maybe you can graduate up to. After your pet kind of gets used to this, which is a little bit less scary, they can use this larger brush that can get all the way back to the teeth. So we'll see how Shelby does with this.
Let's see. See how that happens? Yeah, she just
Shelby has to get used to that, and we completely understand. You may have to work very slow with your pet and get them used to that. But if they are not tolerating it, and you don't want to create a negative experience for them, again, sometimes you can put the toothpaste on a toothbrush and let them lick it off themselves. We can even see if Shelby wants to lick the toothpaste off of the toothbrush himself and see if he thinks about it like a treat.
So if someone comes to the Houston SPCA or any animal shelter and they adopt a pet, I guess this could be is this something that might be typical of a newly adopted pet?
Yes, it's very common that for pets that if they're at all over 3 years old, approximately, they're probably going to need a teeth cleaning, a dental cleaning sometime in the near future. And so I would say follow up with your family veterinarian, let them do a thorough exam. It's not uncommon. Most animals over the age of 3 need at least a dental cleaning. And as they get older, they may need more dental work done. So absolutely, it's something that you could see necessary when you adopt a new pet.
Mark was wondering if there's any ingredient in general dog food that you should avoid that has a tendency to create bad breath.
Not a specific ingredient. Oftentimes it might be the proteins, the animal proteins in the food that might create the bad breath, and how well the pet's digestion is. So again, poor digestion, if they're on a diet that is not agreeing with their system, it's creating a lot of gas or diarrhea or other GI upset. Sometimes that can contribute to how well they digest the food, and that can present itself as bad breath. So oftentimes it's the proteins in the food that might contribute to that bad breath, but there's no one ingredient that's necessarily bad. There's also sometimes questions about whether or not you should feed canned food or dry food. Certainly dry kibble helps the mechanical action of cleaning the teeth. And sometimes the canned food, because it's soft, can get in between the teeth and get stuck there. And so in some cases, canned food can kind of get stuck between the teeth and sit there for a little bit longer time. But again, this is why regular visits to your veterinarian can help get those teeth examined and cleaned when needed.
Okay, so Jack says he kind of has a crazy question. What are your thoughts of using a water pick?
Oh, interesting. A water pick. So again, that's like an instrument that we might use to get into the crevices in between the teeth in our own mouth. It kind of uses high force water to kind of blow food particles from between the teeth and clean them. I mean, I think if your pet could tolerate that, I think it's more so not that the water pick is dangerous. It's whether or not your pet is going to tolerate that and how to make that happen without putting too much stress on them. But the idea of getting between the teeth and kind of flushing any debris out, I think that makes sense. I think the issue is, can we do it without stressing out the pet? Can we work our way up to it? And it could potentially work in some cases.
And he says he's sorry in advance, but he has a follow-up, so I guess no dental floss.
Good luck. Videotape it. You try it. I need a video. You send it to Houston SPCA, and that'll be our next show. That'll be on our blooper show. I would like to see that too. But kudos if you're able to get it done. I mean, you come take my job if you're able to get that done. I would like to see that. But
I think we're about all out of questions for this week. But if
awesome.
there's some things you want to wrap up.
You guys were so great today. Thank you so much. Get your pet to your family veterinarian, get those teeth examined, and just know that getting those teeth cleaned is really going to help increase the longevity of their life and keep them happy and healthy. Come on down with us this weekend and visit our campus for all animals. And if you're interested in supporting our mission, please go to houstonspca.org/donate and become a monthly partner with us. Help us save more lives. Help us do more for the community. We're always here for you. Thank you again, and we'll see you next week.